evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California, for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of welterweight action between these two great warriors. Garcia's ring walk, something special in the air. You can just sense it out of him. You can feel it. Alexander's making his way to the ring right now, and you can just see in his eyes what his intentions are tonight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the Kid Garcia. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, the greatest Alexander.
All right, fellas, let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up and let's go.
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one. Teddy, most of the fighters that you train throughout your career are guys that could be described as this, guys that really will bring it and are able to do it throughout the whole fight and go the distance. What's the mental makeup of a guy like that?
Confidence. He's been there before. He's sure that he can do it.
They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Alexander's corner will really need to get after that swelling. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Able to get rid of that one. Halfway through round number one. Combination to the head. Blocks it away. Blocks that belt line well. Oh, what an exchange! What a great round. 2 minutes in, 60 seconds to go. Teddy, we hear a lot of people talking about where are the next great fighters coming from. In your eyes, I mean, you're around gyms all over the country, all over the world. Where are they coming from?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you where they're not coming from. They're not coming from football anymore. In the old days, the big guys, instead of going on the football field, somebody would look to make them into the next heavyweight champ. But now they're going to college, they're going to places where they find it a little bit of an easier travel, and we're losing a lot of those athletes.
Holy cow! Alexander's damaged by a right hand. End of the round is upon us, and if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Certainly don't stand in front of it. You have to start throwing more in volume in there. Throw in volume.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Good looking counter punch. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by the greatest. And a good counter by Alexander. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Solid counter punch by Alexander. Alexander's jab continues to carry the day. He's wanted it, he's gotten it. Garcia's got a bad cut now that's opened up on his cheek. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. And a sharp counter punch by Alexander. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by the kid. Good counter punch.
Keep that up, keep moving. All right. We're gonna cut. Now, okay, listen. When he misses you with a punch, counter.
And round number 3 is underway. Garcia's got to find a way to protect that eye. The cut has worsened. And if it gets any worse, you got to think this fight is coming to an end immediately.
Well, what's going to matter is when the doctor finally gets caught up and looks at it is, Joe, not how bad the cut looks or even how graphic it is to the fans out there, but where it's at. The doctor will look to see whether or not it's the kind of cut that if it gets worse, it could actually be physically damaging to his career.
And yet another right hand lands. A good block. Alexander showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. Garcia's not showing us that he understands just how effective he can be if he went downstairs against his opponent.
Yeah, well, you know what you're saying, Joe? You're taking a peek and you're taking a swipe without meaning at his trainers. Because what he's telling you is he hasn't been taught some of the rudiments of boxing. That when you hurt a guy, you should go downstairs to finish him.
He fires off the combination there and it lands. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Well off the mark by Alexander. Garcia's eye is now cut. Seconds remaining in this round. Oh, and there you go. Garcia is stunned and he is hurt. The end of the round has arrived. And now an opportunity for the trainer here to get his hands on his guy. His guy just got tagged pretty good there. And when he looks into his eyes, what is he looking for?
Well, first of all, he's looking to see whether or not his guy is still there. You know, he got stunned pretty good. And then what he has to do is make sure his guy's listening to him and telling him, hey, look, you got caught. You've been caught before. This is the way we can fix it. This is what you got to do to correct things.
Listen, I need to see more touches, okay? Whenever he misses, come on.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. How is he taking these kind of shots and just dismissing them? What a chin on this guy.
Yeah, well, what a neck on him. Look at that neck. I mean, it's about 19 inches. That is the shock absorber. But the rest of it is he's seeing it. He has good vision. He sees the shots coming, and he's making up in his mind they're not taking him anywhere.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Alexander's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be, too. They got to be thinking about if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to stop this fight.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Alexander's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Showing you some defense there with the blocks. Well-targeted counterpunch by Alexander. Fourth round now with its last 10 seconds. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Don't stand in front of it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of it because it's nothing. It's got nothing to worry about.
Another round. Will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him.
You're taking too many punches. Hands up.
It is unbelievable how this fight is being fought. Both guys unwilling to stop. One guy goes at it, the other guy meets him punch for punch.
Well, you've heard it before. You've heard the term used, one day at a time to deal with something very difficult. Well, this is one round at a time. That is the only way these fighters, these warriors, could deal with this kind of pace.
Blocked by Alexander. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by the greatest. Well, I don't know if he's hip to the idea of becoming a counterpuncher, but I get the sense you'd agree with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got the perfect platform, the perfect form for it. The guy's walking in right now, not moving his head much. He can time him, he can counter him.
Alexander's able to avoid that punch.
Keep working the body.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. A good block. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Able to counter that attack. Last 10 seconds. And what a clever combination by Alexander. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this well. Get on that. Get on that.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking it. That's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down and to have a great resolve and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
Alexander's now in a spot that many fighters have faced numerous times, and that is, how do you deal with seeing your own blood and knowing that you have incurred some serious damage? Look at that cut around the eye.
No, for a fighter to be able to move to the top, he's got to be tested in a lot of areas. Sometimes the test comes when he's hurt. He's hit on the chin. He's dropped for the first time. Sometimes the test comes when you drop the other guy and he gets up and he comes at you. And sometimes the test comes in the form of a cut. When you see your first blood, when you see it, that it's your blood, how do you behave? We're going to find out right now.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Protecting his head well with his guard. Nice block. Alexander's got to figure out now, Teddy, a way to properly defend himself with that swollen eye.
Yeah, he has to understand what side that he can't defend from, where the punches can come, and not give his opponent that side. Make sure that he moves to the certain kind of way in the ring where he keeps his opponent away from that bad eye, moves him towards the good eye, gives him the best shot.
Garcia's got to be really careful here, Teddy. That eye has gotten to a point where this fight could be stopped at any time.
Well, the key is that it's above the eye, so of course it's impairing the vision. The blood, when it trickles down, he can't see, and that's what the referee's going to be looking for.
The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
You had him that round. We're in control. Next round, let's keep busy. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
6 rounds in the books, 6 to go. Nice block by Alexander. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Nice block by Alexander. And he returns on that exchange. Blocks that punch. Comes right back at him with a left hand. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Double jab upstairs. A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Garcia's showing some swelling now. Alexander's got a way of just getting away from that punch. Good block there by Alexander. Able to dismiss it. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I'm not going to stay here and watch you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches.
Round 8 is underway. Garcia's cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Nice block by Alexander. Gets rid of that effort. Alexander's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Garcia is throwing wide punches. If I'm standing opposite of that, I jump on it.
Yeah, well, if you're the fighter, that's where you have to be kind of like into a Kodak moment, where you take a picture and you say, okay, remember that, and the next time, bang, I'm going to take advantage.
It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. Now that's some fine work right there by Alexander. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Nothing. Listen, you need to move your head from side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more.
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage. Good defensive skill. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Alexander's got it cut just under his eye, and that's actually good news for him. I know it looks ugly, but that's better than being above the eye. Sharp 3 punches landing by Alexander. Alexander's hand speed is the difference here. I mean, that's what that combination was all about.
Yeah, purely speed. He just got off faster, sooner.
This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
He gave one right back in return. Nice work by the kid. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Because nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut. It's nothing. A small cut, nothing. Worry about it. Relax. Relax. Take deep breaths. You're doing fine.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. Super 3-punch combination by Alexander. Nice block by the greatest. Blocked there. Garcia is in a spot right now where one word is going to become critical. You look at his conditioning, you can see him breathing through his mouth, and that is pace. Things have to be paced well for him right now.
Yeah, you're right. The gas tank's a little low. He's not going to be able to refuel in that way. So he wants to make sure that he's able to use every drop that he has in that tank. And that means go a little slower. Get your opponent to slow down.
Nice block. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
If we're going to cut, this swelling is nothing. Just focus on the foot.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Alexander's got to be really careful here, Teddy. That cut will end the night. This is going to be a technical knockout. The ref saying the fight cannot continue due to that cut.
Your winner, the greatest
Alexander's your winner by TKO, Teddy.
He did a great job. From the beginning to the end, there was never a doubt.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore.